In this video, we will learn about optional class introduced in Java 8. Java.util.Optional class is a container that can contain value or can be empty. If the value is present, its method isPresent will return true, otherwise false. We can use its or-else method to return a default value when value is not present. Some string methods return optional. We can also use it as return type for our methods to avoid null pointer exception because it returns, if we return optional class, then if it doesn't contain value, so it is not going to throw exception when we access get method, only when it will throw the exception. Java string methods that return optional are find any, find first, max, min, reduce. Optional class methods are empty, filter, flat map, get, if present or else, is empty, is present, map, off nullable, or else get, or else throw, stream, to string equals hash code. Here in this video, we will understand some of its methods. First of all, let's understand about off. Off, we have to pass a value and then we get an optional uh, containing that value. Another is off nullable. It returns optional with given non-null value, and if given value is null, then returns empty optional. We can test it by running the example. Look at here. This is off. What I am doing, that optional dot off, a name John has been passed, and this will return optional of string data type. I am printing here, and one more is I am passing an object. It's our custom class, and this will return optional of student class type. Using get method, we can get its value, and if there is no value, it means if the optional is empty, then calling get can throw exception. Using off nullable, another method, we can, the one thing is that in this we can pass the null to. In off we cannot pass null, but if we use off nullable, we can also pass string or our custom class object or null. Let's run it. The first one is returning the value containing inside it. Second one, this is by using get, we get the object of student, and then I'm calling the name property that is returning Bob, and I'm using here nullable. The first one it will behave same as we have used this one because I am passing value, and here I am passing null, so we will get an empty optional. Okay, let's understand other methods. Is empty, is present. These methods will return boolean value, and by is empty we can know whether it contain it's empty or not, and is present it returns whether a value is optional is containing a value or not. Let's check it. Look, this is the first optional, it is containing value. So we will get true value, and here I am passing null, it will return the empty optional. So is empty will also return true. But if you call here is present, it will return false. This is a empty optional, and if I call here is present, this will return false. Okay. Now empty creates an empty instance of optional. Look at here, just call the empty, and this method just helps us to create a empty optional. If present and if present else method. If present checks if value is present only when specified consumer is applied, otherwise it does not, it does nothing. If value is present only when specified consumer is applied, and if value is not present there, it does nothing. Let's see by the example. This is this optional is containing value 10, and we are applying consumer. This is our consumer. I'm just printing it out, adding a string val, and here I'm creating an optional that is empty, and we get nothing. It prints nothing. Let's see output. The only this we get the output, and this prints nothing because it is empty. If it is empty, then the past consumer inside a present does nothing. If present else, it accepts two arguments. First is applied when value is present, and second is applied when value is not present. We have created a runnable. This is if present or else. The first optional contains a value 20. So its first argument will run, and second argument will not run. And in the second line, this is empty optional. So first argument will not run, but the second one will run. So in the second, we will get the output no value, and by first we get the value. Let's see the output. Okay, this returned val 20, and here in the runnable we have printed no value. So in second time it's optional empty, so we got this output. Filter, we need to pass predicate. If value matches the specified predicate, it returns an optional with the value, otherwise it returns empty optional. So it contains optional with a value. So the predicate will apply. Here we are filtering it. If its value is less than 15, then we will get value. and this time it's 20, so this condition will fail. So after filter we will get nothing. This will return empty optional, and hence if we check value by if present we will get nothing. So ultimately if the filter finally gives a value, then we get the optional with value, and if filter gives nothing, the condition is not passed by the value, then we get the empty optional. Look here, this line is, the condition is passed here, v less than 15, its value is 20, so we get the optional, and we checked it a present, and then we printed out its value, and in the second it's a 20, that is not less than 15, so we got empty optional. Get by get we get value, and if there is no value it throws no such element exception. First time it has a value, and I'm calling the get method, so we get the string we got, and if we create empty, this time we will get exception because there is no value and we are trying to get it, no value present. So get will give value if optional has value, and if the optional is empty it throws no such element exception. Flat map, if a value is present it applies the given mapper, okay, and returns optional. If there is no value it returns empty optional. Let's see by example. Optional, we have passed an object of our class student, it has a constructor, and in this way we have created an object in this way, and then pass, I'm calling the flat map because there is value, so the mapper will be applied. What I am doing here is that it's a student object, now I'm returning an optional with its property field, it's a property name. Now the returned optional will contain only name, not the student object, because we have used flat map, and the mapper is converting from student object to it's a property, that's a name field. Okay, now this optional contains only the name field, and if there is no value, if it is optional, or if optional is empty, then it does nothing. If it is empty, then it is not getting that field because there is no student. Okay, let's see the next one. Map, if value is present, given function is applied on the value, otherwise returns empty optional. We have to pass a function, if value is present, given function is applied, otherwise not. it has a value containing 15. Then we have applied the function n star 2. I am just multiplying with that value and then calling get method. So we will get the final result as 30. Okay. Stream method. If value is present, return sequential stream with the value, otherwise returns empty stream. We can call it a for each method to print its value. Stream as a for each method. Now R method, it's a R else get, R else throw, R else throw. So R, we have to pass the supplier. If there is value, it does nothing and returns the optional with that value. If there is no value, it returns optional with the value generated by given supplier. So R is used if there is no value in the optional, and we are calling and R, we are calling R. It means R part will run only when if optional has no value. If there is value, it does nothing. R will do nothing if there is value and returns that optional with that value. And if there is no value, only when this will apply and supplier will apply, and according to the supplier we will get the value. Another is or else. The difference is here we are applying the supplier, here we can directly apply the, we can pass the value. Or else get, we can pass the supplier, and this will directly return the value, not the optional instance. Here this is also returning the value directly, not optional instance, but this one returns the optional instance with that value. This one or else throw, it returns the value if present, otherwise throws no such element exception. And this one returns the value if present, otherwise throws exception produced by exception supplier. So the first case is we get the no such element exception if there is no value, and in this one if there is no value we can get the exception created by the supplier. Look at the first one, it has value, so this will do nothing, r will not be called, and we r will return directly this optional because it has value. And if we call the get method, we call its value hello, output will be hello. And in the second one it's empty, so r will give the result by applying its supplier, and then this time we will get optional with value high, and the output will be high if we call the get. And here we are directly passing the value, so this time we are not getting optional instance, we are directly getting value, and we need not to get call get method because it's directly returning the value. And this one or else get, here we can get the value by passing the supplier, and then this returns the directly value, not the optional instance. So we get the optional instance only by R, and other R else get, they return directly the value. Okay, optional is written by only R, R else directly returns the value, not the instance of optional. R else get, same, orange throw also do the same. Okay, stream stream methods. There are some stream methods that returns optional instance, such as find any, find first, max, min. They returns optional. We can see one by one. We have created a stream, then we are calling its find any method, it returning optional. If you want to get value, its value, we can get its value. Got it? In the same way, we can call find first. This will return a. Okay, it's returning optional instance. Max, we need to pass the comparator. We need to pass the comparator, and max will return optional. We got it. In the same way, we can call min. Okay, another method is reduce. Streams reduce method also returns the optional. Here what I am doing, that I am adding all the three, 10 plus 15 plus 20 by x plus y. Let's see the output. We got it. So there are some methods of stream that returns optional. These are the find any, find first, max, min, reduce. In this way, we learnt about the optional. Okay, thank you.